The fourth student we would like to honor is Kaylee Delosa from Area. She has been at Harris Stowe for 2 years, where she has majored in business administration. She went to Maryville High School in Maryville, Indiana. She went to Dodge City Community College in Kansas and Odessa College in Texas. Her athletic accomplishments include third team All-AMC during the 2024-25 season, AMC All-Academic All-Conference, and the last season as the second
Good evening and welcome to the Stowe State Sports Network. It is women's basketball, and then followed by the men here on this Thursday evening. James O'Sullivan, Daniel Rodier with you here as the Hornets welcome in their rivals from 5 minutes away.
If
the
that.
Utetics of UHSP coming in here. Final doubleheader for Stowe as we enter the final couple days of the conference schedule. Both teams round out their conference schedule on Saturday afternoon. It is senior night. We had the beginning of our senior festivities for the women's basketball players, 5 of them to be exact, here at the very beginning of this broadcast. As we will pause and turn it over here to Kyle Gessler here for introductions and the anthem. There you have our starting lineups. Again, we'll go through them. Sarah Hamid, along with Annalisa Maldonado, Alina Bowden, Ariana Bull, and Elise Mollenberger for the Utetics. On the other side, it will be Olivia Montgomery, and then followed by 4 seniors, Kaylin DeLosa, Marche Hunter, Jayla Dixon, and then Jaleesa Jordan here on this one. These two teams played, about a month ago, and it was a 2-point victory for the Utetics. And off the opening tip, it will be the Utetics. We're in the pink tonight. And confusion out of the gate for the Utetics. like we're trying to get into a zone, and they were not lined up properly on that one, and there is a travel to get us started.
Not the opening possession you're looking for, especially if you're on a bull. She had some limited playing time these last couple of games, gets the start here today, but has been one of the go-tos, if not the go-to, for the squad. Leads them in points per game, rebounds, and field goal percentage. She's also 4th in rebounds and blocks a game.
DeLosa with the drive to the basket. Gets the bump and kind of a fade away, going away from the basket.
What do you call
somehow
that?
Banks it in.
It was the DeLosa-Montgomery show the last time these two teams met. 31 points for one of them, 32 for the other, and an 81-79 loss.
DeLosa, 16 points a game average, has the first 3 of this one. Montgomery averages 20 a game as a sophomore. Getting it inside here to Bull. All the way across Bowden. Now Hamid. Maldonado gets that one deflected. Aggressive hands out top. Now Jordan down low, off the glass, too strong. Hamid will look to push the other way. Bowden gets it down to Bull. Looks like he might have gotten away with a walk, and a foul is called late.
Send Bull to the line for 2. They got Jordan for that. That's her first. Jermaine Wilson pleading her case in her first season out of SC State, or a previous staffer at SC State, and Bethune-Cookman.
Rims that second one out. Harris Stowe will kind of set up the offense for the first time.
Yeah,
Fast break the first 2.
I feel like this is going to be a game of just who can run the floor better. You and I have seen both of these teams play a considerable amount of times. DeLosa and Montgomery will just sprint the floor, and we've seen Hamid basically join the UHSP track team many times this season.
Montgomery with the jumper off the front iron, and you could kind of see Hamid there, was ready to break out.
Yep.
And then realized no one had the ball yet, so she stayed.
They'll have to set up the defense again. I think this is going to come down to who has the amount of possessions. Maybe not even who gets the amount of shots up, but you want to talk about some numbers. Rebounding margins right now, UHSP is an average of +3. Harris Stowe -8.
DeLosa the 3, tries to bank it in, no good. Collision with her own teammate, now a lob, and that one's too high over the hand there of Dixon.
The other conversation is turnovers. Both of these teams are positive on their turnover margin, which is especially good for Harris Stowe, given the 6-10 conference record right now. But you got a couple weeks to prep up before, or a week and change before the AMC tournament.
Mollenberger has that one tipped away. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Maldonado, Mollenberger, Hamid. Short. Tipped around into the hands of Hunter. Quickly up to Montgomery. Nice pass to DeLosa. She's blocked.
By a player who's 4th in the AMC in blocks per game for a very good reason. Jaleesa Jordan on the other side is 2nd in the AMC in blocks. But
who leads the AMC in blocks if Jordan's 2nd?
Oh, I want to say it's the girl from Williams Baptist. Give me a second. I don't have that on hand.
I think we did the Williams Baptist game together, so that would
Yes.
make sense.
But it's like the top 2 and then a 20 block gap and then 3 and 4.
That one taken away by Maldonado. Jordan hustling back. Mollenberger, too strong. Bull, too strong. Battling for it into the hands of Jordan.
It is Crow from Williams Baptist.
Okay.
Jordan and then Marshy Hunter, 52 and 32. Ariana Bull at 30. Yes. It's 2 players from the same team are 2nd and 3rd, and there's a 22 block gap between them.
Well, they average 4.5 blocks a game.
I believe that's the best in the AMC.
I would hope so. That one's thrown out of bounds.
Add that to the list of turnovers early in this one.
Especially in the women's game where you're not really going to get as many blocks.
They are first. Second is Columbia at 4.2. Undefeated Columbia, by the way.
Columbia doesn't have to play defense. They'll just outscore you.
Yeah. And unfortunately for UHSP, that's the date they have on Saturday, Columbia College. Undefeated on both the men's and women's side. It's their final game of conference season for both.
From the elbow, a jumper made there by Bowden.
Bowden finally getting the shooting going. It took 3 minutes for a field goal. 3 minutes and change for a field goal to go through for UHSP.
Montgomery. DeLosa, an open look. Yes! She's not going to be shy about taking the shot, especially not tonight.
No, not on senior night. She is very comfortable with pulling up from distance, especially when you give her a calendar year out on the outside.
Nice hands there by Dixon, knocks it away. No one's going to beat DeLosa down the floor. She lays it in, and a foul!
Mollenberger so close to getting the block, but ends up making contact at and around the head of DeLosa, who ends up grabbing her head as she walks to the free throw line. First subs of the game will enter. Mollenberger will incidentally, not sure if that was cause and effect, exit shortly thereafter. What a sprint from DeLosa. They were at...
Yep. Go no value and then go back to it. As we are back, sorry for the technical problems there. We missed just about a minute and some change. A hard collision there as Montgomery's going to go down, little Euro step, and lay it in. Olivia Montgomery with her first two on this one. Just about a minute and a half or so. That was missed. We saw Ariana Bull go to the line, make one of two. Jaleesa Jordan ended up going to the line as well after a made bucket. She was unable to complete the three-point play, and right there, as you could see, Olivia Montgomery drove to the basket and laid it in. And a timeout called here by Coach Markel Cox. A very slow start here for the Utetics, kind of a little bit surprising.
Something to understate the obvious there is the fact that they just have not gotten the offense going. We've been talking about this, I think, for months since you and I first did a UHSP game. They are very good at running the floor in transition, but they have to control the pace. If they're not the team controlling the pace and then they have to run into their own offense after reacting to a team getting back on defense, for example, Kaylin DeLosa and Olivia Montgomery, they're going to have issues trying to set up that offense without anybody getting up there at the same time. And I think that's been the case here today. Now, albeit, I've been looking at the computer for the last minute and 20 seconds of game time trying to fix this issue. So, again, we apologize for those technical delays. But this has been a couple missed shots and a couple missed opportunities.
And we've seen, as you mentioned earlier, both these teams numerous times.
Yes. No complaints, by the way.
Hamid is the point guard of this team. She might not necessarily score the most, but it seems like it's always better when it goes through her to an extent. Here's Hitchcock with a wide open three. That hits the stanchion and will be out of play. But it seems like the last couple games, I did their game on Saturday against Stevens, and so far here, it doesn't seem like they're going to Hamid all that often to run the point.
And importantly, she is not in the game right now. Hamid averages 3.4 assists a game and has one of the better assist-to-turnover ratios in the American Midwest Conference, even with the fact that she sprints like she's being chased by somebody.
And only 5 points a game. So, as I said, not a scorer, but it runs through her. And they're going to call a foul here as that was Tiara Davis getting the rebound.
What? Huh?
It's going to be a foul on the Utetics.
Okay. I was going to say, how is that a foul on Harris Stowe? And now I'm arguably more confused that it's a foul on the Utetics.
Jordan with a little hook, can't get the roll. That's a should be
that's
a foul.
Not a foul? Okay, that's fine.
That last foul called on Reese Hawley. Seemed like she did a nice job boxing out, in my opinion, as that was Jordan with the block.
I would have been fine with both of those not being fouls, but if the first one's a foul, the second one's like definitely a foul. But I'm also not a basketball official and will never claim to be. Ever.
Well, I think a similar thing was called in the St. Louis U men's game earlier this week.
Oh, I saw
actually,
the
like
tail
a
end
guy
of that.
jumping over the back of someone actually doesn't get called for the foul, but the foul's called on the guy boxing out very well.
Yep.
Nice pass inside, and Bull gets the finish.
Finally getting Bull activated inside after kind of switching up the offense with Hawley entering. Seems like they're going less for exterior pressure and more for just interior penetration. And if they can get that consistently with Bull in the low post, they're in a good spot.
Oh, nice play inside.
I think Bull may have hit that.
All the way down, Hitchcock. Have the advantage for a second. Has a long three put up, too strong by Mollenberger. And DeLosa will spin right by Mollenberger, but leave it short.
Mollenberger also not scared of trying the three, just shade under 30% for the Eutectics.
Maldonado gets it to Bull. That shot unable to get in.
Good awareness from Jaleesa Jordan, not running into Montgomery nor hitting the ball out of her hands. Eutectic defense is starting to step up these last couple possessions. The offense really only able to get one to go. Hamid and now Boudouin sitting at the scorer's table ready to enter.
Nice tip away there by Bull. Mollenberger up to Hitchcock. Not fouled. Hawley grabs the loose ball. She's going to go to work and bank it off the glass.
It's good action from Hawley, trailing second player. Make sure you get the ball, turn and hold control, and then go back up. Don't go back up directly into pressure. You may get fouled, but you're more than likely not going to get a shot, nor the foul.
Jordan stepping into a three, left that one short. And Maldonado runs that down. I'm with you. I don't know why you run that down, because that's your inbound. Hitchcock down the floor, blocked there by Davis.
Add another name to the list that you just cannot fight with down on the block there. 6 foot tall Tiara Davis. You got Tiana Davis, who has been a little difficult to deal with throughout this season, at least early in the season. Jaleesa Jordan, obviously, and as mentioned earlier, Marshy Hunter, both standing a shade above 6 foot tall.
Hamid back in the game for the Eutectics. They swing it around. Hawley, baseline triple, way strong.
Worked out before this game. Forgot her own strength. Probably had time for it. I mean, UHSP took a 5-minute drive. What time do you get here if you got a 5-minute drive?
Probably around the same time if you had a 3-hour drive. Down, you're an hour and a half, 2 hours before tip, whatever
Probably,
they typically try to get there by.
Although the nice thing is, for them and for the men on the other side, the men can arrive and the women can then leave, and they don't have to stick around for the extra other game if they don't want to. Although right now the UHSP men are sitting behind the UHSP women's bench.
And the women can easily stay because they'll be home in 5 minutes after the men's game's
true.
over with. There's a three by Mollenberger, too strong. DeLosa put in a headlock. And they are going to call the foul on the Eutectics.
That's just one of those incidental contacts, and you feel bad for whoever's called for the foul. Both of them probably could have been. It makes perfect sense that Boudouin is the one called for it. You hope she's all right, but unfortunately for them, that's their 5th foul. It makes life that much more difficult. And you have a full hand on the ball if you're Boudouin. You are holding on to it. DeLosa kind of pulls it away from you, and she pulls you into a foul. Just unfortunate part of a contact sport.
DeLosa unable to hit the first. Looks like Kirsten Beard wanting to check in, but for some reason the refs did not tell her to come in. Now they will as DeLosa hits the second. Hamid into the front court. Baseline drive, and there's a turnover.
Beard freshly into the game. Hawley was trying to break towards a low block, but Beard was already sitting on the block. Seemed like those two should switch. Beard's the more deadly three-point shooter, and Hawley dangerous down low. Another just misconstrued offensive possession there for UHSP, and those are ones you cannot afford.
Beard takes that one away. Finds Hamid. Unable to lay it in. As Montgomery will slow it down. Avoids a couple fouls. Spinorama and banks it in.
Looking for the and one as well. She's got a pretty good argument for that and a few fouls beforehand.
Hamid down low to Hawley. She's not afraid of contact. Beard, the putback.
That's the bucket UHSP needed, especially at this point in the game. You've got a couple offensive possessions that haven't gone your way.
Hunter throws up a three. Banks it in! Marche Hunter. We'll see if they call it a 2 or a 3.
It's definitely good. It's a question as to whether it's a 3 or a 2. It is indeed a 2. It's that senior night confidence, it seems, for the 6'1 senior forward.
Yeah, Hunter not necessarily one to back it out and show range.
Not necessarily is an understatement.
She throws it up as the buzzer expires and is able to bank it in. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back here after the first quarter. It's 17-10.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
After the first quarter here, 9 points for DeLosa, 4 for Montgomery, and then 2 weeks for Hunter and Jordan. On the other side, it's 4 points for Bull, 2 for Bowden, and then 2 for Beard and Hawley, both off the bench. Harris Stowe shooting at 36.8%, 23.5% for the Utetics here in that opening quarter. Harris Stowe actually called for more blocks than the Utetics, but I think the Utetics had 2 before Harris Stowe had 1.
They were both pretty even throughout the quarter. I'm pretty sure it was 2-2.
Well, it's 2-1 according to the official stats.
I don't know how much I trust. I don't know what he's tracking specifically over there.
That one off the hands. They'll discuss this.
This is a good time to intervene if you are a FAR official, because they've actually got a better angle from further away. Now, if they overturn this, Markel Cox is not going to be happy about it. Unfortunately,
As they will.
Unfortunately, for Markel Cox and the Utectics, the officials are correct. That's a good job getting involved, because the close official there doesn't have the correct angle. He's trying to avoid both players and the coach.
DeLosa. Almost got around Hamid, ran into Hawley, loses it, tries to get it back, and they're going to call a foul. A hold going to be called, I think, on Hamid.
Hamid down low just kind of gets tangled up as she's falling to the ground, tries to hold her own, and unfortunately, quite literally, holds her own. Early first foul. Harris Stowe spent the last minute and change in the bonus.
DeLosa a little short on that one. Good box out from Boudouin. Beard into Hawley. Through contact and a late whistle, and Reese Hawley will go to the line.
Hawley's gotten a good amount of reps at the free throw line. Unfortunately, not all of them have been as successful as she'd like. Got her down as a 56% free throw shooter this season. As a team, the Utectics are a shade under 70, and they have been for most of the season. That's been largely unchanged.
Hawley knocks down the first. Goes 1 of 2 at the line. Hustling rebound there by Bowden. Hawley tries to kick it out, and that's going to get turned over.
Got to get there quickly, though. That's a free inbounds all the way down at the three-point line, or in the corner at the three-point line.
Yeah, it's in the corner, though, so it's not the easiest of inbounds. They're going to be favorable, I think, of where they're – no, okay. I think they're going to put the inbound more towards mid-court. Easy toss on the inbound.
A very awkward inbound. Okay.
Especially
Sure.
did not actually guard that because the corner is the toughest place to go.
Importantly, because they got it in the front court, it's only a 20-second shot clock. We're already down to 10.
That's a foul called against Bowden.
These are just early fouls you can't afford if you're the Tactics. And Bowden promptly exits. I swear she just subbed in.
Not too long ago.
And it's still the early stage of the quarter.
That's her second foul, though.
Yeah. Like I said, early fouls you can't afford.
Ooh, on her slip, trying to get to her spot. DeLosa runs it down. They did get a fresh shot clock, though, with that foul being called. 20-second shot clock at it.
They were down to 6 when it was.
Montgomery along 2.
The Tactics need to start getting active on the offensive side.
3 off the mark. Hitchcock battling for it, and it'll go off Taylor, and it will be an inbound for Harris Stowe.
At this point, for the Hornets, you're playing exactly the way you want to. You are controlling the pace on the defensive side. You're not rushing yourself through the offense because the Tactics are getting back in time. It feels like the Tactics are doing the opposite of the Hornets, and it's just not working for that specific reason. They're trying to rush, realize they can't, and then don't have their offense set up because their original intention was to rush it.
Montgomery inside, off the front rim. Hawley with the rebound. Quick outlet to Hitchcock. Trying to get it up to Boutouin and throws it out of play.
Again, an instance of just rushing it too far. Usually you got at least 2 players, the Tactics in transition like that, where they're just broken away. They've got so much space to work with, no defenders there. But here for the Hornets, they're getting their steps in. On the defensive side, they're rotating back when they have to, and importantly, quickly when they have to. And even getting in the passing lane there makes it a difficult pass. It wasn't touched, it still goes out of bounds.
Davis, DeLosa puts up the 3. Jordan the rebound, put back, no, almost foul, gets her own miss again and puts it in. Second and third opportunity there for Jaleesa Jordan. And she knocks this one away. No one's going to catch Montgomery as she lays it in. Hawley might have almost got called for a foul there, pushing the hip.
I think she was trying to make her presence known without committing the foul.
Now, if you call that foul, you probably call it intentional.
Yeah, you're walking a fine line there. It's minimum a flagrant 1.
A baseline triple, knocked in by Maldonado.
That's how you get an offense going. Take a 3, quick off a rip, and with some space to work with, the passes finally start hitting their marks for the Tactics, but now on the defensive side, there's 1 player in and around the lane right now, maybe 2.
DeLosa not going to be shy about shooting it, never has been. Another open 3. Boutouin drains this one.
Back-to-back possessions, same general position from 2 different players. This is how you get active. This is how the offense gets into a rhythm. Taking shots that you're comfortable with and, importantly, nailing them.
DeLosa.
It's always impressive to me how Montgomery and DeLosa create their own space inside as shorter guards.
Bull with the lay-in. And a timeout coming here by Harris Stowe. 5:55 left. As we have a timeout on the floor as well. We'll take one and be right back on the Harris Stowe State Sports Network.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
out of this timeout. 25-19, Harris Stowe on top. They've led really most of the way, if not the entire way, and I think they have led the entire way. They did have an 8-point lead at one point.
You got 5 consecutive possessions here with a field goal made. UHSP's got 1 lay-in and a couple threes. Finally, that doesn't go their way.
And knocked out of bounds will be UHSP ball.
But you go a first quarter where the score was what, 13-9 or 17-10?
17-10.
You start the second, firing on all cylinders on both sides.
Hawley, offensive rebound and put back. He's one of the best rebounders in the AMC, 5th to be exact, at more than 7 a game. Jordan can't get that put back in. Jordan just under 7 rebounds a game.
What?
I don't know what that, I can't even explain that. I can't explain this foul either.
I think it was a foul on the rebound under the basket. They got Jordan for it. I don't know who she fouled, but it was away from the ball. I cannot believe that Maldonado caught up to that and then put up a shot that I could reasonably say had a chance of going in the basket from, I want to say, behind the backboard. On the run, turning away and fading
the
away.
backboard.
Just maybe. It was close. Let's put it that way.
I actually made one from behind the backboard back in the day. One of my very few buckets made. Why do you think I'm sitting here?
And we got a tech. I think Jordan's about to get her 3rd, if not 4th as well. Teams are going to be sent to their benches. This is not the look these teams want.
As the refs will discuss.
Looked like there was a foul on Jordan, or she was fouled and promptly reacted. I'm watching it back right now. Ball gets inbounded. Jordan swats it away. Hawley gets involved. Oh, I see what happened. Jordan fights for the rebound, pulls it away from Hawley, and trying to create space, just tosses an elbow over to the nose of Reese Hawley.
Hawley will go to the line.
Officials have made their decision. They're explaining it to the scorers table. I don't think we're going to get that lucky, but we can probably discern it from the outcome here. It's at least either a tech or a flagrant 1.
I'm almost going to assume a flagrant 1.
He teed her up originally, but I don't think you can have a tech for that. I think it has to be called as a flagrant or flagrant 2. If it's a flagrant 1, you get 2 shots. If it's a flagrant 2, you get 2 shots in the ball. So,
and does that have to be the person you fouled at the line?
For a flagrant, unless they are not able to take the shots because of the foul, I believe so, yes.
Because it's kind of a break for the Harris Stowe, because Hawley not the best free throw
Correct.
shooter, being at 56%. And she missed them
misses
both.
So I want to say they called it a flagrant 2 because of the fact that Harris Stowe or UHSP is getting possession of the ball after both free throws. I could be wrong. We will have clarification for you at least halftime once we have a conversation with the SID and official scorer here. But for the time being, operate under that assumption.
And he's going to the book, so he actually talked to the official because he helped. The official helped him put it in the book. So
yep, he talked to the right person to have that information, and we will talk to the right person to also have that information in like 6 minutes of game time.
Hawley, another offensive putback. She had a good day against Stevens. Might have been the team's leading scorer, having a good first half as well here.
She's up to around 8 points a game as well. She has been the next go-to down low after Bull. Speaking of Bull.
She will lay it in, and a foul on Montgomery.
This isn't a change of momentum. I'm not sure what is. 7-point lead at the first break. And in the first 5.5 minutes, you've got a flagrant something, a couple threes, and now a tie game with a chance to take the lead. Courtesy of your 75% free throw shooter and your team's leading scorer and rebounder. and you've got their big in foul trouble already.
And Bull hits it. She's got 3 points at the line already. Go along with a couple field goals.
First lead of the game for UHSP comes 15 minutes into it.
There's a 2-point lead at that. Jordan, offensive foul.
That's her fourth. I can't imagine she gets much playing time till the fourth quarter.
You can't. There was a flagrant 1, by the way.
We get a text?
Yes.
Okay.
At least I did. I don't know if you're cool enough.
I don't know if I did. I did not. Oh, yes, I did. It took me an extra half second to get it. There's your answer, flagrant 1. Either way, it would have been the same result here. 4 total fouls.
Hunter with the block.
Things many broadcasters have said many times this season.
33 of them coming into this game. Here's a 3 by Maldonado, a little strong. Bull and Hawley fight for the rebound, blocked into the hands of Hawley.
I think it was blocked again. Marcy Hunter, I think, just had back-to-back blocks. If not her and Tiara Davis.
Jones try to step under. Now Montgomery to the basket. Banks it too hard into the hands of Maldonado.
This is where Maldonado needs to slow down. She's got Montgomery all over her.
And knocked away by Montgomery. And Montgomery and coach think it should be the other way. And Montgomery even kind of points to the ref saying, "You want to help?"
The coach is. That's a dangerous pass.
That's a dangerous shot. DeLosa gets the rebound and Hamid on a reach-in foul.
Should be her second. This has not been a game that has been let go all that often. And that's one where if you're Hamid, you know DeLosa's getting that. You know she's about to start sprinting the floor. Get in front of her. If you're going to commit the foul, commit it further down the floor. No reason to do it inside your opponent's three-point line as your second foul of the game.
And Hamid's kind of been on and off the floor this entire first half, and now she's back on the sideline.
And I think for various reasons as well.
Jones had that taken away and then commits a foul.
I think the foul's called on her.
And it looks like we're going to have free throws on the other end.
Yep. What a sprint through for Maldonado. She just swipes it away from Janiyah Jones down on the block, and then Jones, reactionary, just kind of tries to go after her and fouls her as she's ending up out of bounds anyway. Fifth foul. You're going to spend 3 minutes in the bonus if you're the Eutectics, and with the lead now.
Maldonado hits the first. And gets them both. Montgomery slowly into the front court. Jones back to Montgomery. We've seen this from Harris Stowe at points this season. They can go into long stretches of being cold.
Yep. You make one shot and then you just start to heat up again. It's kind of what happened to Eutectics to start the second quarter.
Jones has to go to work, puts it up, and one. Beats the shot clock and she'll go to the line.
Great work from Jones, hearing the communication from the bench, knowing she's got to put it up, and doing so through contact down low. The closer you are, not only to the end of the shot clock, but to the basket, the more likely you are to be fouled, trying to go up for it. Eutectics have a couple subs coming through, including Faith O'Handley, who's had very limited playing time this season, I believe due to injury. It's only her 9th game. She had her first start in the last couple weeks.
And Jones powers that one through the rim. Boudouin, too strong on that. DeLosa. Goes around Mollenberger, kicks it out. Hunter Long shot, can't get it. Jones will race down the rebound.
What a
Montgomery, great pass, and Montgomery drains it.
Shot's great, the assist arguably better. Wide open for Montgomery on the weak side wing, and you find her from just on the other side of the paint. That's what you want your forwards to do.
O'Grady, too strong. Montgomery all the way. Puts it off Davis. Leaves it short.
What a cut.
Oh, what a pass and a catch there by Boudouin to the lay-in. Is that Maldonado with the
I
dish?
believe so. There have been a couple really good passes. That's a good find, but arguably a better cut to do it. I think there was some visual communication rather than audible between her and Boudouin. Nobody was really back far enough on the defensive side. 1 point game.
A foul call will send Jones back to the line.
Looks like they got O'Handley for that. They did. 5 fouls on both sides. Everybody's shooting 2 for the rest of the way. Right now you can see just behind the Eutectics bench, UHSP men's team waiting in the wings. Men's game is tentatively scheduled for 7:30. They've got senior day as well.
And we'll have that as beginning of the men's broadcast. So that's going to be right before their tip-off.
Yep.
Maybe about 10 minutes or so before they tip off. O'Handley lays it in.
UHSP lead under a minute in the second half. Only the second lead of the game for UHSP. 4th lead change.
Jones almost turns it over. Smartly done by Dixon to let that go. She almost reached for it.
I thought she was going to.
Well, she reached for it.
Yeah.
She smartly let it go.
I like this for the Eutectics, or for the Hornets. Putting in Hunter late in this one. Take Janiyah Jones out. Give her a break. Let Hunter go to work because you're going to have to play a defensive possession here. At least one.
Although Jones has been doing good work on the offensive end.
Yeah.
Here's a 3 put up. Can't hit it. Dixon rebound. Put back.
Whoa.
Got it.
Shot clock's off. 12 seconds.
Oh, now it's off. Banks it in, Maldonado. DeLosa from almost half court. Puts it off the backboard.
Can't get a second one.
The 34-33 lead. A nice 14-point quarter for the Eutectics. .24. You know what? Math is hard, Daniel.
24-point quarter for the Eutectics. And they limit the Hornets to just 16. Basically the most dominant 5-minute stretch we've had this game to start off that second quarter as well. We talked about Senior Day. We've already celebrated Senior Day here at Harris Stowe for the women. I believe either the dance team or the cheer team will be at halftime of this game.
Cheer team now, dance team will be at halftime of the men.
That's what it is. So we'll keep our mics on. It's halftime here at Harris Stowe, but it's Senior Day for the Harris Stowe cheer team. We'll allow Kyle Gessler and company to bring you through that. We'll come back with some halftime stats in just a little bit here on the Harris Stowe State Sports Network.
Deshawn has spent 4 years here at Harris Stowe, majoring in communication. She went to Cahokia High School. Her favorite athletic event is the group night, and after graduation, she plans on attending grad school. Walking with her is her siblings, her sorority sisters, and her parents. The next senior is Honesty Birdie from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. She has been here for 3 years and majored in accounting. She went to Putnam City North High School, Oklahoma City. Her athletic accomplishment was Rookie of the Year 2023-24, the most valuable player 25-26, her cheer co-captain 25-26. Her academic accomplishments include being a presidential scholar from 2023 through
Welcome back here, Stowe State Sports Network, as the Utetics of UHSP have a 1-point lead over the Hornets on this senior night for women's basketball. DeLosa and Montgomery lead the way with 11 apiece. Only 3 points off the bench for Harris Stowe. Those 3 points are for Janiah Jones. On the other side, leading scorer is Ariana Bull with 9. Hawley has 7 off the bench. And altogether, bench points 16-3 in favor of the Utetics.
And you can kind of see that with the length of their bench. They need a few extra chairs that don't say the name Harris Stowe on them on their side of the floor. Halftime here for UHSP, it's really been the second quarter that turned things around. First quarter, they were 4 for 17, 23.5%. Nearly doubled that to the number, 9 for 20. It's 45% in the second half, including a couple made three-pointers. They were 0 for 5 in the first. It's a complete turnaround for the Utectics compared to what it was.
And Harris Stowe really just about even, just 3% less shooting the ball. That just shows how good the Utetics were shooting in that second quarter. It'll be Hawley, Hamid, Bull, Maldonado, and Boudouin out there. Bull, first touch in the paint, lays it in. Offensive foul. Wave off the basket.
Bull tries to power down and through. Janiah Jones didn't play the final 45 seconds of the second quarter. Probably should have. She would have drawn another one of those.
It is Jones, Montgomery, DeLosa, Davis, and Hunter out there. No Jaleesa Jordan. She's sitting on the bench with 4 personal fouls.
Has been since about the 4-minute mark of the second quarter and will be for a good portion of the second half, I believe.
DeLosa, the 3, no good. Bull runs down the rebound.
With one hand, no less. Kind of fighting off the other hand of a Harris Stowe Hornet.
Maldonado. Hamid back to Maldonado. Driving baseline, floater too strong. Montgomery will look to run with it. All the way up, Davis. Catches up, waits, lays it in.
6th lead change of the game. And 2 of them happened in the final 40 seconds of the first half.
Boudouin decides to put up a 3, hits it off the side of the backboard, gets it back, lay in too strong. Hawley will bring it out. Getting it down, Maldonado. She'll put up another 3. That one too strong. Jones with the rebound.
The Utectics, they're not scared to take the threes now that they made a couple at the tail end of the first half. Told you they literally only made a couple. They were 2 for 7 in the second quarter, 0 for 5 in the first. It just didn't feel like the offense was firing.
Montgomery with the pump fake, able to get inside. She lays it in.
Zone reads not working well for Utectics with DeLosa and Montgomery making their own space. That's the core of their offense right now, is them making jumpers and floaters from either just inside or just outside the lane.
Bull lost it, and it's going to go over to the Hornets.
Poked free by Montgomery, hiding on the elbow, and it goes off of Bull's knee as indicated by the official down on the baseline.
Montgomery slowly brings it into the front court. Jones gets all the way, throws it high off the low off the backboard. Bull on the outlet. Oh, misses the lay-in. Gets it back, misses another lay-in. Jump ball will go to Harris Stowe.
The dance team clearing out, or the cheer team clearing out down on the baseline. Some help from a young Hornet fan. Couple subs in for the Utectics. Hamid is in.
I'm not sure if the ball was thrown hard enough down to the baseline to have to get out of the way of it.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but better to be safe than sorry.
Montgomery loses it, and a foul is called. And apparently Montgomery was shooting that basketball.
News to me, man. I don't think Montgomery ever finished or gathered because it was poked free. Okay.
I think Coach Markel Cox is wanting the same thing.
She's got a player in front of her. Best case scenario there, that's a pass. And that's if she retains possession. I think Maldonado poked it free cleanly, but that's irrelevant.
And good for Montgomery, who shoots just under 80% at the line.
Yeah.
Gets them both. Saves it behind the head, and it's into the hands of DeLosa. Now Montgomery. Stop and pop. Battling for the rebound. Somehow DeLosa gets it. It's knocked away. Montgomery. Pump fake. Inside. Lays it in.
It's been the Olivia Montgomery show to start off the second half.
Yeah, the sophomores out showing the seniors on senior night.
Although she's been out showing everybody
all season long. 20 points a game for her.
The only player in the vicinity, that's Kaylin DeLosa. DeLosa's got 16. She's second, team's leading scorer. Third behind them is Jaleesa Jordan down at 8.6.
And there was like a stretch right when the calendar turned that DeLosa went off to a very cold start in 2026 that dropped her points per game. Then it kind of raised back up, and now it's kind of dropping again. Montgomery hasn't dropped at all, but can't get that one to drop.
Here's Hamid trying to run the floor. Watch this. She's going to have to slow down, find a player, or just pull up. Never mind.
Or just pop it from the free throw line.
That works too. I think that's the first time they've done that in transition, where instead of trying to slow it down and go elsewhere or continue with the drive, they've actually decided to pull up while still in transition.
And a timeout called here by Coach Wilson as DeLosa was caught barely into the front court. Montgomery barely got into the front court before she touched it.
You're lucky to escape with a couple of things there. Could have been a turnover. Could have been the backcourt violation.
And we'll be right back.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
(41-36). Hornets on top here. A very strong start for them here in the third quarter. Stowe finishes out the season Saturday against Cotty. UHSP finishes the season Saturday against Columbia. And DeLosa gets inside. Both teams playing at home on Saturday, by the way.
Yep. Both of those games, or technically all three of the games that are played at home, will be on Prepcasts. UHSP has the doubleheader. The Harris Stowe men are taking on Rust College, which is a reschedule from the last week of January. It is a non-conference game. A rare last week non-conference game. That's really nice from Bull.
Bull lays it in. Wait, is that on the road for?
Yes.
Okay.
They were originally supposed to be on the road on January 27th, which was a Tuesday. And that was right after the chaotic snow scene that was that weekend. That game was canceled, rescheduled, and then rescheduled again.
DeLosa too strong. Trying to throw it up, can't get it. Put back Hunter, no. Foul on Hawley, maybe? Or Bull?
Markel Cox has his arms up.
Once again, apologies for that technical difficulties there. Only thing you missed, Hawley made both free throws. And on the other end, Dixon called for an offensive foul. And a nice body check here by Dixon.
Couple fouls back-to-back for Dixon, who had otherwise gone without a blemish on her scorecard today.
The offensive foul, which she lowered her shoulder in the defender.
And in this
Absolutely
case,
the right call. And this time she had the defender running basically to a brick wall with Hitchcock just fell.
Hey, it is hockey season in the U.S. Women won gold. Reese Hawley gets a hero's welcome.
Oh, yeah, a very big ovation.
She made 2 free throws. Ironically, Hitchcock doesn't.
I wonder if there was some type of points margin that she surpassed or something with those, or
I don't think so. Maybe just the fact she made both free throws. I'll check, but I don't think so. We got a sitter.
Sat on the backboard forever as Hitchcock gets the bucket or the free throw. Montgomery makes that shot. Hitchcock looking. It's like, I'll take it myself. And she's fouled. A blocking foul on Dixon. That's 3 fouls on Dixon in about a minute.
If that. And you look at this for Dixon and say, there's not a whole lot else she could do, but she just keeps moving her feet in the direction of a player driving. And a justifiable sub out to get Marshy Hunter in. But you look at this for Dixon, the offensive foul, obvious. But those back-to-back defensive fouls, if she sets her feet, it's a no call or a charge.
Nice job by Davis to step in and get the steal. DeLosa, Montgomery going too fast. Montgomery can't get the lay and gets her own miss. Put back, no, she'll go to the line.
It will forever amaze me how the 5'7" sophomore can win duels on the boards with 6'1" and 6'2" forwards.
Montgomery hits the first. She's at 20. Make it 21. Guess it really can't be surprising that she's in 20s.
I would say, wow, it took this long, but that's about her game average. So the fact that it's impressive, she's already there with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Believe 29 is her career high. That she's, I think, set maybe twice this year, or at least.
She definitely hit 31 or 32 against UHSP. I checked that
okay.
earlier.
So that would be then her career high. Because she had 29, and then she subbed out, and I think Coach might have gotten booed by some people.
She had 31 versus UHSP in that 2-point loss.
All the way inside, and she'll go back to the line.
Again, one of the more dangerous guards for many reasons. Deadly three-point shooting. She's got wicked speed. And arguably, one of the more impactful parts is she will just draw you into a foul every time. And importantly, she will make the free throws on a very consistent basis. She is 4th in the American Midwest Conference in free throw percentage and draws Ariana Bull into her 4th foul.
Another one for Montgomery.
Yes, her season high is 31 against UHSP. I believe that also may be her career high.
So I think I was told at one point this season 29 was her career high, and then she ended up matching that.
She had 21 last season versus Williams Baptist, so 31 is her collegiate career high.
Blocked by Jordan. She's playing with 4 fouls. She snuck in on us. I don't know how someone 6 foot sneaks in on us. Montgomery, too strong. Put back there for Davis. And I think the official misblew the whistle.
I thought it was timeout called when he originally blew the whistle, but he waved it off saying, nope, that's not what I heard, my bad. You got 4 fouls on Jaleesa Jordan, 4 on Ariana Bull. I believe there's at least one other player with 4 fouls.
Nice job by Hunter to reach in and take that one away.
Talking about those cold to hot streaks for Harris Stowe. Tail end of the first half, cold streak. Really the entirety of the start to the second half, the hottest streak you could have.
Davis, offensive rebound, put back, no. Maldonado pulls this one down. All the way down. Nice catch by Hamid.
How'd she stay in bounds?
Boudouin misses everything. Hamid tried to save it. Couldn't.
Bowden will come in for Boudouin. You got, Holly's really the only big in for the Eutectics. Oh, Hanley really didn't get a handle, pun only slightly intended, when she was in. And with Bull and 4 fouls, you really don't have anybody to match up with Jordan, who's on 4 fouls, or on Jackson, if she comes in.
What about Davis getting hot now? 6 points in this quarter.
This is a real concerning factor for UHSP. 3-point shooting has not been up to snuff to where it needs to be if you're not winning on the interior.
Hamid, 3, way strong. And that putback for Bowden.
Second chance points may very well end up being the name of the game for UHSP. Whistle blown for some reason. I want to say the shot clock didn't start. That's been an issue here before where shot clock will be reset to 30 correctly. Although you should not be able to sub here. I don't know why you're able to sub here. That's what Markel Cox is asking for. This is a dead ball for an administrative issue. That may be the conversation. There is no way you should be able to sub on this dead ball.
And maybe that's what we're trying to figure out on
because Markel
what
Cox,
was the whistle exactly for.
Markel Cox is arguing a case of some kind. I don't know what case he's arguing.
I think number 1, he wants to know what the whistle was for. Number 2, he wants to know why the sub was allowed. Number 3.
Yeah, and especially with 45 seconds. During normal play, this isn't the end of the world. It's not going to change the course of humanity. But with 45 seconds left in a quarter, you're maybe going to have one chance at making a sub between now and the end of it. That sub's going to matter.
Jones. Oh, that rolls off.
It would have mattered if she made that basket.
Hawley, Maldonado. Step back 3 off the front rim. Bowden, offensive rebound.
Shot clock means nothing.
Hawley glaze it in.
Told you, second chance points could be the difference maker. 10 seconds.
She's in double figures now as Reese Hawley. Montgomery loses it. Hawley takes it. And held on to it long enough, mainly because of the defender around her.
That's a good sequence for UHSP fighting through, again, whatever the heck happened there.
21-11, outscoring them was Harris Stowe in that third quarter.
It's about as back and forth as you can get between quarters here. You got a fairly dominant first quarter, 17-10. Pretty dominant second quarter. I want to say 24-16 is what it was.
Yes.
And in that third quarter, again, just a turnaround. And it really comes down to the start of the quarter. The only exception to that was that really the middle 3 or 4 minutes of the first quarter was the difference maker for Harris Stowe. But it was the first 5 minutes of the second quarter for UHSP, first 5 minutes of this quarter into the tail end of it, kind of closing it out here for the Hornets. And they just continue to shoot consistently. I think this has got to be a record. 7 made field goals in all 3 quarters.
There's been plenty that we've done here where they've made 2 in a quarter.
And then they've won the game.
Because they'll go like 7 or 9, and then it's like, you made 2. And then it's like 2 again, and then it was like 8. So I think that you would take the consistency of 7.
Talking about the 3-point shooting and how non-existent it has been. UHSP was 2 for 7 in the second quarter. That's pretty good. That's 28%. Not a bad day. The rest of the game, they are 0 for 13, and in the entire game, they are a combined 0 for 20 or 2 for 20 a clean 10%.
Harris Stowe 2 of 13, so not all that much better. And that's laid in for Bowden. I don't know how the ball got to her, but it did. Montgomery gets inside, lays it in, and the foul. And a little bit of a flex there from Olivia Montgomery.
Again, a win for Montgomery. Drives, draws in a big, forces a foul, and this time makes the basket. Chance for a three-point play the hard way. Or in her case, arguably the easy way. By the way, they gave that, there we go. I was about to say, they gave that foul to number 30. There is not a rostered number 30 for UHSP. They did correct it. It is Holly's third. Back to a 10-point game.
Hamid almost walked with it there trying to pass it. Hawley gets another one.
Hawley could be the X factor here with Bull on 4 fouls. But even she has 3. Needs to play short up defense where she's in the presence of an offender but doesn't actually foul them.
That's knocked away. It will stay with Harris Stowe. Reese Hawley with a team high 13. Montgomery the game high now 26.
That's got to be a carry, if not a walk.
Maldonado cannot lay it in. Hawley offensive rebound.
And then she's assaulted.
Beard is blocked by Jordan. Give her credit, playing with 4 fouls, goes out and blocks one.
She closes out to the 3-point line with 4 fouls.
DeLosa, too strong.
You're still fine with that. That's a good shot if you're DeLosa.
And Jordan knocks that one away.
I think this has got to be an all-time performance for Jaleesa Jordan, and a difference just since she got 4 fouls. She was okay in the first 15 minutes of the game. Really nothing special. Had a block, maybe 2. But since she's gotten 4 fouls and come onto the floor to the tail end of the third quarter, start of this fourth, that is a stellar performance. And the crowd appreciates it with 4 fouls. She is sitting at the close end of the bench. I cannot imagine she spends all that much time there.
I believe it's 4 blocks now for Jaleesa Jordan. Puts her at 61 on the season. Hawley could have gone all the way to the basket because no one was guarding her, but she didn't realize it. Maldonado, the 3. That must be something over the rim on 3-point attempts.
Nobody's getting them.
DeLosa gets a foul on Hawley. That's number 4.
And Hawley's promptly going to be stepped off. This is arguably one of the more impactful fouls of the game right now. It sends a quality free throw shooting DeLosa. 75% is second on the team, only to Montgomery, and sends the 2 best players, arguably the 2 best players on the team, to the bench with 4 fouls. If the guards for Harris Stowe have done nothing else in this game other than draw fouls, it still would have been a good performance. But they've also been scoring.
As always.
On a consistent basis.
Oh, that was halfway down and out.
I think the rim just disagreed with DeLosa about midway through that free throw. I don't know what she said to it. Or if she said, thank goodness I made it, right before it went in.
Makes that one. Question is, where's the scoring going to come from here from the Utetics?
It's got to come from 3. They're just not going to win down low. The only player I think on the floor right now that can win down low is maybe Mullenberger, if not Kirsten Beard. They've got to just be draining threes, and Harris Stowe is closing out the exterior, sometimes doubling up top in a 2-3 or 3-2 flex zone.
Hitchcock gets inside, and it comes out. A blocking foul called on Jones.
Hitchcock nearly got the 3-point play to go. That would have been a difference maker with 2 separate players on 4 fouls. Looks like Kelly Ramirez is coming in.
Right now, I think there might be 5 points on the floor right now for UHSP. Hamid's got 2. Hitchcock has 1.
Beard has 2.
Beard has 2. So there's 5. Ramirez just checked into the game for the first time. Mollenberger has not scored. So you got 5 points on the floor.
Yep.
That goes back to my point. Where are you going to get the points right now?
And I'd be surprised if DeLosa and Montgomery have spent more than 5 combined minutes on the bench, too.
On the season. And a timeout. No. Shot clock did not start.
Again. And this is just Markel Cox saying, we've got another good opportunity of playing proactive front court defense, and he's just there's nothing you can do about that. And I think that's the worst thing to happen as a coach and a player, where you're saying you're doing everything right. It just a lot of that work gets taken away. You still got them in the back.
Hitchcock just went down hard as that's turned over. Jones and Hitchcock have each made a lay-in since we were off. And then after a Harris-Stowe miss, Hitchcock battling for a rebound. Hits the deck hard. Thought maybe it landed on her arm, but she appears to be walking okay, maybe just in a little bit of pain at this moment.
There's another name that you can't afford to lose. Bull is back in on 4 fouls. That, I think, is the name to look at right now.
As Beard called on the reach-in foul. Looked like she poked the ball away, but it's a reach-in foul on Kirsten Beard.
And 4th team foul in the quarter here for the Eutectics. Harris-Stowe leading by 7 with 5 minutes and change is playing the rest of the game in the bonus.
Montgomery spinning herself inside and can't get it. Jordan put back. All the way down. Bull cannot handle it. Turns it over to DeLosa. All the way for Kalen. And a timeout called here by UHSP. Harris-Stowe 6-10 in the AMC. UHSP 10-6. UHSP has locked up the 4 seed that they will play the number 5 seed. And right now, that number 5 seed is Central Baptist. That game would be Friday at noon. Conference tournament being played in Springfield. Right now, Harris-Stowe holds the 7 seed. They would play Williams Baptist if all things hold out as is, but this will be a very nice win to get for Harris-Stowe if they can hang on to this one. Maybe get themselves into the possible 6 or maybe a 5 if everything goes their way.
You got a game against Cotty, and a game you can very reasonably win if you're Harris-Stowe here. You win, you need some help. I don't know if they have the tiebreaker over Central Baptist. That's really what it's going to come down to.
I don't know if they would do. You also got to wonder about Michigan and what they have left.
So Central Baptist beat them once and beat them twice. So it is a guaranteed best case scenario for Harris-Stowe 6th.
Against taking over the spot that Michigan currently
Correct.
holds.
And again, that's best case scenario.
Hawley and Bull and Maldonado all back in. Hamid, the 3, short. Bull goes to the line after the foul called on Davis. She hits the first. Harner with the rebound.
DeLosa right now just slowing things down. You know you've got an 11-point lead. Nearly gets taken away. It does.
And now Montgomery will chase it down.
It's not going to matter. That's 10 seconds. Look at the shot clock.
And now the refs will discuss.
I think they're going to discuss. Yeah, they will. That's the correct call. 10 seconds already off the shot clock. Even with that possession gained and on the dead ball, if that shot clock reaches 20, it's a 10-second violation whether the ball is in or out of play. And if it's gotten out of play at that point, it still doesn't matter.
So off the turnover. Wouldn't that have been a 30-second? Doesn't matter now. Montgomery with the steal.
Not with the ball in the front court.
Olivia gets it. I'm glad you answered my question without me fully asking the question.
You're welcome. Same thing happened earlier on that backcourt. Anytime you get first possession in the front court, 20 seconds.
Hamid.
Great
nice find. And Hunter called for the foul.
At this point, this is where you need to start making nearly every basket, if not every free throw, if not both. Here for UHSP, you cannot waste a possession. If you miss a shot, you need an offensive rebound. They are a positive rebounding margin team, and Harris Stowe is a negative rebounding margin team. The total margin of their margins is 11, if that makes any sense.
I'll pretend like it did.
Basically, UHSP +3, Harris Stowe -8. Combine the two, there's your number. But those two free throws may not be the difference maker, but if this game comes down the stretch in these final 3 minutes and it comes down to two possessions and they start to bring themselves the possibility of fouling, keeping themselves alive.
Harris Stowe is trying to play with 6.
Hey, what are they, Team Canada? Did you see that, by the way?
Did not.
Czechia. Czechia had 6 players on the ice and scored a goal against Canada, and they didn't turn it over. 2 seconds to break court, by the way. One just barely got there.
Got there by like a half second.
That's unfortunate. Holly hasn't hit her leg. Anyway.
Back to story time.
Yes. Olympic ice hockey, men's game. Czechia takes the lead by 1 in the third period with 6 skaters. They celebrate with 7 skaters, and with their goalie still on the ice. Luckily, Canada scored and then scored in overtime to win the game. Otherwise, it would have been the most controversial Olympic hockey game in history. Because I think it would have knocked Canada out, or at least ruined their seeding.
No, definitely would have. That would have been a quarterfinal.
Yep.
Because wasn't that over the weekend?
I believe so.
Yes, that would have been a. Montgomery says, "Stop talking hockey." I'm going for a career high.
She's within a couple points of it if she hasn't hit it already. It's back to 13.
Maldonado.
There you go. Number 13 answers the call.
Excuse me, that was Bowden.
Full court press just seemed disjointed. It's free control here for Harris Stowe. Jermaine Wilson telling them slow down.
Is that possible with these two, though?
I don't think so. I think they removed the brake pedal when they came out of the wound.
Janiyah Brown. Fancy, or that was DeLosa. Of course it was DeLosa.
Goodness.
Up to 18 for Kaylin DeLosa. That one thrown away.
Bulls arguing that she was held, but she was doing just as much pushing as Janiyah Brown was on the low block pulling. Timeout, UHSP. Believe they're down to 1. And this alone could be the game. You go that offensive possession, you waste 20 seconds or so, don't get anything out of it. Both teams are down to a timeout, but I don't think those are really going to matter unless UHSP gets a couple big stops and starts to make baskets from deep. They've made, 4 total three-pointers?
Probably 3. I think it's only 3 threes that they've made.
They just made one with Bowden. They made 2 in the second quarter. They went the first and third quarter a combined 0 for 13. You just can't afford to do that in games that will come down to the wire. I'll remind you, 81-79, UHSP was the score when these two teams met in the middle of January.
Hunter has it taken away by Hawley. And Bowden with the easy lay-in.
There's a chance. Told you, good defense and make a basket.
My unofficial count has Montgomery at 30. Hawley gets the steal and a foul by Hunter.
Fourth foul. That's their last to give for free without free throws. Should be Hunter's third as well. It is. 92 seconds and a 10-point game. There's hope for UHSP, but a couple baskets are required. You got everybody on the floor. Reminder, Hawley and Bull both have 4 fouls.
Hawley down to Bull. Short. Bowden blocked from behind, but a foul call on Jordan. That's going to be 5.
That's the other way you get back into this. Jaleesa Jordan now out of the game.
A great job, though, playing with 4 fouls in her limited minutes of the second half.
No, they gave that to Janiah Jones.
Thank you. I don't think they're aware of this. Coach Wilson's like, oh, it is? Okay,
wait a second.
Jaleesa, get back out there.
They just started, and they continued to sub there while the free throw was being taken. But
if it's 5, they get like a minute to make the sub anyway.
Yes. Both are made. Timeout, Harris Stowe. And this should be their final timeout.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely thought that was Jordan on it.
Everybody did. She basically body checked her, unless it was the body of Janiah Jones and we saw the face of Jaleesa Jordan standing right in front of her.
By the way, got clarification, Montgomery does have 30.
Yep.
Career high 31. Yeah, she just likes facing the Utetics, apparently.
Again, last season, career high or season high of 21. This season, she has hit 31 on one other occasion. She did it against Southern University at New Orleans.
Oh.
And then she hit 30 against Simmons from Kentucky. This is a stellar season for the sophomore. She's still got 2 years left, if not maybe a little bit of extra if a lawsuit comes through.
Ooh, that's a backcourt violation.
It is the second time. Wait, I don't think
No.
it is. So
she had a foot in the front court, though.
As long as you haven't broken the backcourt, you're okay. Because the explanation that I've been given from an official before is as long as you have at least 1 foot in the backcourt, you haven't broken the backcourt yet, which also means you can be called for 10 seconds in the backcourt if you have 1 foot in the front court. The reason that is if you have 1 foot in the front court and then you take that foot back, you can't yourself commit a backcourt violation with possession of the ball. So it's a good takeover by our close official to explain that, to say her back foot was never picked up. If her back foot is picked up and she has just that 1 foot in the front court, then it becomes a backcourt violation. But because her back foot was still in the backcourt and it was passed to a player already in the backcourt, it is not a backcourt violation. That's a great job by our officials.
Somehow Montgomery got out of that double team. What a pass down to Davis. She can do more than score. Hamid gets that one to go.
And now it's just full press. If you don't get the ball, foul somebody, and hopefully make sure it's not Montgomery.
Right.
Or Delosa. I think that may be it.
I give the ball to Montgomery because she's the hot scorer right now. Will drive, floater, got it! Career high, 32! Bowden, no. Good box out Bull. Lays it in. Knocked away by Bowden. No, it's kind of rude for a sophomore to take over senior night.
What's wrong with her, man? Although, I would agree with you if she hadn't already taken over every other night.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
If she had like 0 points coming into this game, got her first start and went off for 32, then I think you'd have an argument. But this is not the first time she's been in the 30s.
But this is typical.
Yeah, this is normal. At that point, you have to have a senior that then takes over her night. Because every night is Olivia Montgomery's night, regardless of whether it's also your night. So you got inside 3 possessions for UHSP. They're still trying to play for this one. They're still trying to foul. Importantly, Stevens College does have a somewhat difficult game today. But
Columbia?
I want to say it's Columbia. Yeah, it is. And then they've got Central Baptist. So actually, Stevens College has already lost their game against Columbia. 70-55 was the final there.
They had a 2-game lead on UHSP, and with the UHSP losing here, that's not going to matter. I think
Correct.
Those top 4 seeds are already locked in, as is in the women's bracket.
I don't remember what the result was for UHSP Stevens for the other 2 occasions they met. I didn't have either of those games. I want to say
Stevens won both.
Okay. I was going to say
they won
split.
one of them by 40, and then on Saturday, Stevens won by like 17.
So you're not playing for anything else here other than
that's
just
why
spread
it
difference.
was already locked in with
Yep.
UHSP at that 4 seed, because the only one they could catch is Stevens, but with Stevens owning the tiebreaker.
Yep. So Montgomery will add to her career high.
More than likely.
I'd say there's about an 80% chance.
You had to say it.
Okay, technically there's actually a 90% chance, and now there's an 80% chance. Statisticians will get that. Yeah, she did it. Okay, thank goodness. I would have felt really bad if she missed both of those.
You really should feel bad anyway, though.
I don't feel that bad. She already passed her. If she hadn't already passed her career high, I'd feel bad.
And I would have just tied it, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. So
But I don't. Well,
But I don't.
fine, be that way. Oh, Montgomery almost got a steal there. Hawley, down low, Bull. Can't get it. Another one can't get. Somehow, ball's in the hands of Bowden, and I think this will be Jordan's 5th. There was no one else around, but they might still give to someone
we got
else.
there eventually.
For her to play the entire second half without picking up a foul with how aggressive she is.
Especially with the amount of minutes she's gotten in this 4th quarter. She will walk
She
off
has
to a
played.
very understandable ovation.
Because she came back in the 3rd quarter. I did not think we would see her
Yeah.
until the 4th.
I didn't think we'd see her until 4 minutes left in the 4th.
Rebound, not going to matter. There's the horn and a win here for Harris Stowe on senior night. 76-69. A career high for the sophomore Olivia Montgomery. DeLosa goes for, I believe, 18. And they were good here this evening. Davis gave him big minutes as well. We already talked about Jordan. Jones seems to impress every time I see her. Just the more minutes she gets.
I think you take away that 2nd quarter for Harris Stowe and they win by 20 as well. If they shore up a couple of those minutes, they've got a very reasonable game on the horizon. We talked about who they may play, who they could play. They've got a chance at surpassing Mission. Central Baptist is another team they could reach, but they do not win the tiebreaker on that, so they are guaranteed to be at best 6th. They would face Stevens College in that case, and I'm not going to say they could win it, but they'd at least have an argument. They lost by 16 the last time they faced, and that was February 3rd, a 57-73 loss at Stevens College. Time before that, it was 26, first week of January, 75-49. So there's been improvements. You take a 26-point gap, break it down to 16, maybe you get inside a couple possessions, make a free throw or two, and you win. No guarantee, but certainly a possibility.
As we got our final stats here, it's 4 for Hamid, 7 for Maldonado. Bowden with 17. That was a lot of them late. 14 for Bull. Mollenberger only attempted 5 shots, did not score. And that's someone that averages 8 points a game. Hitchcock with 3, Beard with 2, 5 for Boudouin, 13 for Hawley off the bench. 2 for Ramirez and O'Hanley. On the other side, 18 for DeLosa, 3 for Hunter, 2 for Dixon. Jordan with 6, 5 for Jones, 9 for Tierra Davis off the bench, and obviously 33 for Olivia Montgomery. 8 of 9 on free throws. You ruined her perfect night at the line. You still don't feel bad.
I'm sorry. Shouldn't have missed. Nope. I have no sympathy. 28-24 in points in the paint. This is the number I want to look at. Points off of turnovers. I talked about the turnover margin. Both teams are positive in turnover margin. Well, UHSP was positive in turnover margin entering this game. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. Turnovers ended 17-11. Harris Stowe had the 11, and they also scored 21 off of those 17 turnovers. That's about your goal. If you force those turnovers, especially in a fast break level offense, you want 1 point per possession. That's your general goal. And if you score over 1 point per turnover, that's a stellar job of turning good defense into productive offense. That's a great overall day for Harris Stowe. If you improve that second quarter, you've got a great game. This is a good game for Harris Stowe. It could be a great momentum builder. They've got Cotty on Saturday. They've got the AMC tournament coming around on Friday of the following week. There's a good chance they are a contender to make it past at least, and I'm going to say at least, the first round.
Shot the ball 41% here in this game. Held
Above their
UHSP
average.
to 35%. A big game here for the sophomore on senior night. 33 points, a career high for Olivia Montgomery. Men's game coming up in about 20 minutes. Senior night festivities in about 10 here on the Harris